Hello. Hi. Hello. We're here. We're here. Slight delay. Ever so slight delay. Um, I had a little issue with my settings. I reused an older stream, um, which had, um, which had ultra low latency enabled, which you can't stream. Oh, mic not working. Wait, are you sure? Are you sure mic's not working? I don't believe you. That can't be true. I didn't think so. That's what I thought. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way the mic's not working. Yeah, I had ultra low latency selected, which you can't stream in 2K, or you can't stream above 1080p with ultra low latency. And I usually stream in 2K, so YouTube was getting mad at me and yelling at me. It would have been cool if YouTube told me, like, if they're gonna yell at me for the resolution being wrong, it would have been nice if they did that when I make the stream instead of like 5 minutes into it. But anyways, also chat not working. Yes, that is true, but we know why it's not working. YouTube did some sort of update with their code, so the way I usually do it is currently broken. Oh, let me move my head. I can't see. I can't see what just happened. Somebody just subscribed. Thank you. Hello, welcome. If you're here, welcome. My head blocked your name though. Yeah, the way I usually do chat is broken. I think supposedly YouTube and OBS are on it. They're trying to fix it. It's been broken like this for a couple days. There is a workaround. I didn't set it up yet. I'll set it up maybe this weekend if they don't fix it. But yeah, unfortunately chat is kind of looking a little funky. I could maybe crop it a little bit to make it look a little better, I guess. Let's see. Maybe? I can't select. Can't find the. Nope, it's not that one. Not that one. It's not locked, is it? Well, I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. I do actually though. It's double not working because I don't have the new one copied in. So it should be showing your chat, but here, wait, let me fix that. Okay. Now it'll be showing updated, but it will look still ugly. Here it is. There we go. What grade is your Gunpla build this time? I have a real grade, Force Impulse, that I started like 6 months ago or something, maybe longer, that I haven't touched. Yeah, chat is working now at the very least. It's ugly, but it's there. Which, you know what? Sometimes that's okay to be ugly, but there. Open this box. There we go. So I haven't touched Gunpla in many months. I've just been simply too busy. And I really am still too busy, but you know, if you don't make time for things, they never happen. So I'm making time for things, and then maybe they'll happen. But we do have we did the chest and we did the core fighter. I'm waiting for the Hobby Lobby near me to stock the Calibarn and the Beggar Pete up on the shelves. I've got 4 of the Witch Mercury kits built. I have the, what do I have? I have, of course, the Ariel, amazing kit. I have the Choo Choo Demi Trainer. I have the Feract, and I have the red one. What was the red one called? Big boy red man. Big boy red bone. Red Gundam, Witch Mercury. The Darabalde. Yes, the Darabalde. So I did those 4. I really liked the designs of Witch from Mercury. I like pretty much all of them, but those 4 were my favorites. So, and I'm happy with them. I'm not gonna get any more Witch from Mercury kits. Although I do like them, but the anime was just kind of a bummer, so I don't want to buy more kits. It make me sad. Started out amazing, the anime, but something kind of funky happened along the road there, and they kind of fell apart in the 2nd season and got super rushed, and I don't know, something happened behind the scenes that I don't think ever got leaked somehow. But I know there was a lot of suspicions because the final episode had like a freakishly large number of animators, like insanely unusual, like for how many people worked on it. So a lot of people were theorizing that perhaps they had to either scrap something and redo it last minute. My theory is that maybe they thought that they were gonna get a typical Gundam run, which is 50 episodes usually, right? 50-ish. And they thought they were gonna get that for the longest time, or like maybe they were told that they wouldn't get it, but they were pushing for it, and they thought that whoever's in charge would cave, but they never did. And so then they were planning to have a cliffhanger or something, and then last minute they were told, nope, you're not gonna get renewed for another season. And so they had to last minute literally just like make an ending to the anime last minute. And that's why there were so many animators on staff, because they're like, oh my god, we have a week to do this. We need to hire 600 animators and do this. Of course, this is all literal baseless speculation from me. No idea if that's what happened, but I love spreading a little bit of cheeky misinformation on the internet. But really, really a shame Witch from Mercury, because first season was so good, and it was shaping up to be really promising. Second season started great. I had very high hopes from it. They spent so much time in the first season setting up all these elements and preparing for this big climactic war kind of thing that never happened. So yeah, Witch from Mercury makes me sad. But I did like it. What was there? I liked it a lot, actually. But just a shame. But yeah, I haven't touched this stuff in a long time, so I'm getting it all set up. I've got all my sanders and my panel liners. I think I decided I'm not gonna panel line on stream for this kit, just because it takes too much focus and it's not very fun to watch, in my opinion, to watch panel lining. Also, I think I wanted to try the liquid type panel liner, which I need to top coat the Gundam first, which I can't do on stream because it requires me to spray paint something, kind of. Yeah, it's always fun. Gundam making is always fun. Gundam making. Winner, you've never gunpla, have you? And I have my array of nippers, my crappy craftsman ones, my pretty good what brand are these? Are these yeah, these are the God Hand baby intro ones, and then the real God Hand ones, which these are really expensive. But I picked it up in Japan, so it was really cheap. It was still like 30 bucks. Wait, not sponsored. They can pay me. I've never gunplayed. You should. It's really easy to get into. You don't really need anything. All you need is this, really. And you can... But don't get one of these. Don't go to the hardware store and get one, because it will ruin all your pieces. Get one of these. This one I still use for some stuff. Like if I'm trying to cut far back from the runner, you know, I'm doing that, I'll cut that there, and then cut down there with my better ones. But don't cut with these there, because it'll ruin your piece. Don't they cost like $200? No, Gunpla's extremely cheap. That's what's cool about it, is it's ridiculously cheap. Like for example, the Gundam Aerial High Grade, you can probably get on Amazon for, yeah, 20 bucks. There you go. That's an incredible kit, the Gundam Aerial. Any of the Witch from Mercury line are going to cost you around 20 bucks, and they're very, very good. The Aerial also has stick thighs, which I like. Wait, let me grab... It's a little dusty, but... Here she is. Yeah, really nice kit. Also, I top coated her, so she looks kind of matte. Oh, hey, Zephyr. Zephyr 1 and Zephyr 2. We're doing a little gunplaying. Gunplaying, so to speak. I shouldn't say gunplaying. YouTube algorithm's gonna get me for something. But yeah, if you want to get into Gunpla, and you've never done it before, this is a great starting spot, the Aerial. Easy, and it looks great, and it builds great, and it has a lot of detail. I'm gonna go put him back on the shelf. The one problem with the Witch from Mercury kits is that if you start with the Witch from Mercury kits, they're so good that it's kind of it's a little harder to go back to some of the older high grades, because the Witch from Mercury kits are really good. But the old ones are still fun. They improve. The Gundam really ups their game every year. They've been doing a lot. I want to make them, yeah. And there's like all kinds of options to suit whatever your fancy is. There's also other, options like Zoids, and Megami devices, girls, and build them so you can get better at 3D modeling. That would actually be really good. And they're super posable too, so you can like pose them and do all kinds of stuff with them. Yeah, I recommend. It's cheap. It's a cheap hobby, like cheap compared to like model trains, and yeah, they're super posable. Which one? No. Grab the 00. What would be a cheap one to start with? So any of the high grade Witch from Mercury line would be good. So that's the main one from the Witch from Mercury. But if you just like type up Witch from Mercury high grade into Amazon or wherever, any of those are good, and they're pretty cheap. A lot of them are $20, and Amazon honestly is not the best place to buy Gunpla from. I've got a local store that I buy all my Gunpla from, but eBay is honestly a decent option too. The OG Ariel and the Lifrits. I didn't really like the Lifrits. It's just Ariel but red. And what do you mean by OG Ariel? Like Ariel? Like the Calibarn's kind of like the OG Ariel. But yeah, here's an older high grade. Are these from the manga? No, the Witch from Mercury ones are from, they had an anime really recently, like 2 years ago. This one here is from the 00 anime. So this one's a little older, so it's a little less posable than some of the new ones, but you can still, it's got ab crunches, you can, the feet move. Pieces are gonna fall off of him because the 00? Yeah, 00. The 00 line is not the best for posability, but you can do all kinds of. I'm not very good at posing them. I should watch this before I build them. Yeah, I was just talking about Witch from Mercury, how it's really disappointing because it starts out amazing, and then it seems like they either lost, like, for some reason, something happened that we don't know about. Like, the studio got involved and, like, pulled the plug because, like, the last season just, like, really rough, like, really accelerates in the last 3 episodes. And then it's like they were, like, clearly setting up for something, and then they had to wrap it up. And, like, every other Gundam series pretty much is, like, 50-ish episodes, and then Witch from Mercury got 25. So my theory is that they thought they were going to get 50 episodes, so they're setting up for 50 episodes, and then last minute, or like they were trying to get it approved, but for whatever reason it didn't, they couldn't. Or budget. Yeah, Hobby Lobby carries some, couple others. I think Target actually even carries some now. But of course, if you have a local shop, that's always the best place to get them. A lot of times they're like cheaper even. Like, I've got a local shop that I go to that has stuff cheap. Oh, hey, Delta. And you can buy from local shops online too. I'm bad at posing. I don't like know what to do with them. But you can like have them like, let's have them do like a Sparta kick. His like arms out. But you can see there's like a lot of joints and a lot of different like points. You can build it while you watch. Yeah, that's what I did for 00 when I rewatched 00 recently. Get him to balance on his foot. Here we go. How does that look? Kind of really But this is if you don't know anything about Gunpla, there's a couple different like grades. The main 3 that you see are high grade, real grade, and master grade. And so it goes from real grades and high grades are the same size, but real grades are a lot more complicated and a lot more like detail and more expensive too. So this is a high grade. This is the cheapest one basically. I mean, there's entry grade also, which is even cheaper, but high grades are usually $20 to $25. Have any real grades built? I don't think I do. This one I'm building right now is a real grade. So this one's gonna have more details, a lot more parts, way more going on, more gimmicks. Like this one has a little jet fighter that transforms and goes into the chest. And then master grade, I'll get a master. Well, master grade are a lot bigger, right? And master grade are a lot more detailed than real high grades, but sometimes less detailed than real grades. They're usually master grades and real grades are pretty close in their like detail and quality, but master grades are a lot bigger. So yeah, exactly. And so the reason I got into this is actually because I wanted to build Legos because I miss doing Legos, but Legos are way too expensive and they're big. So like these are so much smaller and easy. Like, I mean, it's pretty big. Like it's bigger than my hand. But Legos are so gigantic to put anywhere, and they're way too expensive. And Gunpla is really cheap compared to Lego. But yeah, so if I had a real grade built, the real grade would be this size, but way more detailed, and then master grades are bigger and are more detailed than high grades. And then there's a bunch of other grades, entry grade, there's non-grade ones that are like random sizes. And then there's perfect grade, which are really big and really expensive. The perfect grades are the ones that cost hundreds of dollars, but it's like master grades are gonna be like 30 to 50 bucks. Real grades are gonna be like 30 to 40 bucks. High grades are gonna be like 20 to 30 bucks, right? So you can buy a lot of them, which I have a lot. I mostly have high grades because they're the easiest and the cheapest, and I just like them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 high grades. I think I might have a couple more actually stored somewhere that I like put away. And then 1 master grade, and then this will be my first real grade. Time to buy the $200 one. Well, I don't have the $200 one, but I do have something else. I do have something that's not $200, but let me put these guys back on the shelf. Oh, and by the way, that orange one I just had out can turn into a jet plane. Like you can fold it, and it literally turns into an airplane. I don't have a $200 Gunpla, but I do have this. It's too big to even fit on my desk. So this is also a kit. God, there's so many pieces. This one's huge. Here's the book, so you can actually kind of see it. And it's got like different configurations. So here's what she looks like. Oh no, the lighting's right there. And there's different, again, like different weapons and customizations. And she builds just like a Gunpla. But yeah, this book, this is like a book, a proper book. Look at that. Pretty goofy. So, and I actually have one of these already. I'll pull out, that's built. Oh yeah, this is so cool. These are posable, but these are really posable too, but you gotta be a lot more careful with them because they kind of pieces will fall off. So here's this one. And like there's a lot of detail and like a lot going on. So this one is base lard. I'll put links to both of these. So these are Megami Devices kits, which she's actually a collaboration with Frame Arms Girls. So that's another. So there's a couple different girl robot kits. So Frame Arms Girls is a little cheaper. Megami Devices kits are like the nice ones for the most part. But this is kind of a hybrid. This is a Frame Arms girl, but it's like a Megami Devices made kit. So it's a lot better quality than a Frame Arms girl usually. This girl, she's super cheap. What's her name? So this is a modular one. Like you buy this unit, which is like the base unit, and then you can buy like all kinds of adder packs. Like these ones have like a bunch of different faces you can get and different hairs and different weapons and like different like configurations. So these are kind of like more like a customizable, like build your own one. And then well these are just like this is the kit, right? And these are called, what are these called? For less, let me go to my local store and see. Other, not Bandai Spirits, they're called, what are they called? Not Tamiya. Oh, it's Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya makes them. Is it Kotobukiya? Oh, I'll just share my screen. What am I doing? Where is my super suit? What am I looking at here? Window capture of my internet browser, which is, what's my internet browser? Opera? Maybe? Chrome? Opera? Where is it? Opera. Where is Opera? Okay, I'll do a display capture, I guess. I'll capture my display. Boop. Hello. So this here's a Frame Arms girl. This is one of the nicer ones, actually. Here's a Megami Devices girl. Snack, actually, one of my friends has this one. And she loves it. Pretty poseable. These ones are, Megami Devices are quite expensive. You can get them a lot cheaper on like eBay and stuff. These are way cheaper in Japan too, by the way. Like 9,800 yen is what the one I have is called, their cost. And that's, I don't know if they carry it here. They even spell Ars Tomonome. Tomonome. How do you spell that Japanese word? Megami Devices 15. There we go. Yeah, so she's like 110 in America, but I got her for 9,800 yen, which is what, like 60, 70 bucks? So yeah, Megami Devices has a lot of good stuff. I'll put them in there. Frame Arms Girls are good. Frame Arms Girls are a lot cheaper, but like good starting point. This is newish, I haven't seen this one before. Where are the other ones? 30-minute missions. That's 30-minute sisters is these ones. So yeah, like $28 bucks, that's too much for her, honestly. You could probably get her for 20, 25 somewhere else. 30-minute sisters. These are the ones that are customizable. So like you can get like a body part pack with, you know, different arms and legs, and then so you get like you start with like a base model, right? Like her or her or her or her. And then yeah, see there's all different like base ones you can do. Different weapons. This one's kind of cool. This one's new. Oh, she's cool. Yeah, see, look, she's 21 bucks. Or is this? Oh, this is just a costume now. You still need the base part. But yeah, you can get these. You can get these pretty cheap. And then what else are good? There's other girl kits that are good. These are the ones I can think of right now. These are the ones that these are the ones that are easier to find in America. And if you don't like robots, there's what's the horse anime? There's a horse anime one. Here. So this is actually a Uma Musume kit that you can build, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think it's this one. It might be a yeah, it's a model kit. I don't know if they have more of these, but I think this one was supposed to be pretty decent. But yeah, it's another kit that you can build. Let me hide my get rid of it. Get this in my life ASAP. Yeah. That's the one meme about sex? Which one? The Uma Musume girl? Is it because you're banned from making lewd content of that show? Uma Musume is a big freaking deal in Japan. Like when I went, there was Uma Musume stuff freaking everywhere. People like the horses, I guess. It's a funny video about it. I don't think I've seen it. I've seen the one where the rapping. But yeah, it's super easy to get into these figure making things. You don't need glue, you don't need paint. All you need to get started is one of these. Also, all my toggles are on. Not all. Let me. Don't need that. Don't need that. I don't need blush. I'll keep the glasses on. I'll keep the blush on. There we go. Horse race gambling is big in Japan. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, actually. I believe it, though. It's like pachinko, but also, you know, like... But yeah, so this is the... I think this is called, like, the entry level or something, God Hand Nipper. And this one's awesome. It's like, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks, and that's all you really need. An art knife is also good. I mean, you can do everything with just these two pieces. This is the fancy God Hand. These are like 50 bucks-ish, I think. You don't need one of these, but they are nice. Sanding sponges are good, or not. Sponges? Yeah, sponges. Sanding sponges are kind of nice for if you like mess up or like need to file something down. These are cheap. These are dirt cheap. And then there's panel liners too, which are like markers basically. They're like Sharpies, but they're more like paint kind of Sharpies, which you use for like detailing work. And then this one's a ink pour type marker where you push and it like ink kind of pours out, I guess. Obviously. Panel lining is good for the Gunpla. And then there's also spray cans that you can get of top coat, so that you can get matte, you can get gloss, and that's just a top coating. Just it protects them, you know, stops them from the sun from bleaching the colors. Also, I've heard that you want to top coat before using pour type markers because the pour type marker can sometimes cause the plastic to crack and stuff. But you don't need all this stuff, really. All you need is this. One thing. And an artist knife is really good too. Artist knives are actually very good. And you can get artist knife for like, I don't know, $2 at the hardware store. And then replacement blades. Whenever I get into a hobby, I always go all in and just buy everything. I'm the impulsive person like that, and then I'll stop doing it after a year. I'm gonna need to do this after I finish my portfolio. Yeah, it's a fun rabbit hole. Feel free to message me if you have any questions or need help getting started. That goes for anybody. Always happy to make time. But in typical Zephy fashion, I'm like, what, a half hour in and I haven't cut a single piece? I always forget, I'm like, oh yeah, I could be working on this while talking. I need to like be better at doing the brainless, like just going, right? So there's, some people say that you're supposed to cut far away from the gates like this, so that you have a lot of overlap, and then you come in. I'm gonna use the nicer nippers for this, just have them, and trim it close, because I've heard something like if they're attached to the whole thing, like if they're attached to the runner, there's more stress on them when you cut them, and then it causes them to have more nub marks and stuff. This fancy thing just cuts these like butter though. And then you can kind of, you know, right, come in with the artist knife and you trim off a little excess. And certain pieces, certain colors and certain like materials show the nubs a lot worse than others. So I think blacks and like dark blues and stuff really will sometimes show these. This one's good because this one's actually a really soft plastic, this piece. These ones are harder. This white is more brittle than this one's like a soft piece. Which I think they might do on purpose, because then they know the darker pieces have that problem where you can see the nubbins more. Okay, that was D25, D225, D125. But the newer kits are pretty good about being good. Like it's really, they're really cool to build just when you like to go through and really consider like the choices they make. Like it seems like everything that they do is very deliberate, like how they put these together, how they print the pieces out. It's not just like, all right, here's a bunch of stuff, fix it, right? It's like very intelligently done in a way that I feel like you don't see in a lot of anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly take a tremendous amount of pride in designing these kits and, like, really hardcore, like, thinking about them. It's more funny when Hobby Lobby employees mistake Gunpla for Transformers. I mean, they're the same. Not at all, but I mean, some Gunpla are basically Transformers. Like the orange one I just had, the Kyrie, you can transform into an airplane. What did I just do? D1 25 and D2 25. Where's 20? I just did that. Yeah. Oh, okay, I do it twice. Duh, okay. Got it. So, got it. I haven't done this in a while. 23 and 23. Right, I have to do 2 of each because I'm doing both arms. So that's going to be the left and this one's going to be the right. So D2 21, D2 23, 23, D123. God, that jump scared me. Thank you for the something, whatever somebody did. I need to really get my shit together with my learning what the heck is going on. I think somebody just subscribed. I've been like that forever. I'm always like, what just happened? How do I find out? Because YouTube is really bad about telling you what happened. And I don't have Streamlabs up. But thank you, whoever did whatever. Whoever did whatever. Well done. And then you do a little bit of chopping. And then if you make a mistake, or if like there was something there and we're grateful for it. It's the little things. Like I was saying, some of the darker pieces, they really show the white seams once you cut them out. So that's where the sanding sponges come in. You kind of try and sand it down. Also, if you make a mistake, you can kind of sand it. As long as you don't overcut. You really don't want to do that. You can always cut away, but you can never cut backwards. Also, like, surprisingly, just rubbing stuff with your fingers works pretty well for, like, sanding it down. But I've definitely overcut things before and had to glue them together. Theoretically, you don't need to glue anything with Gunpla. But if you mess something up, you might. You should have this for prop weapons. Yeah, instead of having to like carve it from stone, like you're building a primordial race out of the clay, like an ancient pagan god. I mean, when you put it like that, though, it's kind of appealing. Is the plastic soft enough to just cut like that? Yeah. It's so these gray ones are really soft. But it's different colors. They use different kind of materials for different pieces. So like the white ones is a lot harder. And more brittle. So it like behaves a little differently. But a lot of times this specific dark gray shade is usually really soft. And I think partially because a lot of times these are the internals, these darker pieces, and they're going to be covered by armor. Really soft and still a choking hazard. Oh yeah, all this stuff will kill a child in an instant. Would kill a young pilgrim without a hesitation. What was that meme? What was the food item that would a single Sour Patch Kid? Was it Sour Patch Kid? A single Sour Patch Kid would instantly kill a pilgrim. I like that meme. It was short-lived. He came and went like autumn leaves. But I appreciate it. Usually I get like one body part done by stream because I'm not very fast at this. But I'm gonna go for both arms. That'd be fun. I mean, I don't have that much to do on this kit. I mean, I do. I have the head. I have both legs. The legs are gonna be the longest, of course. And then both arms. And then the weapons and maybe some other pieces? I don't know. I'm sure there's other parts to this kit. Oh, the backpack. I forgot about there's a big, huge backpack. That's like, the backpack's what makes this kit cool. 122. Just remember my baby cousin exists. Maybe I should hide mine when I get them. Yeah, they're not really good toys. Because, like, they're pretty hardy. Some of them. I mean, it varies. The older ones are, like, you touch them and they crumble. Not crumble, but, like, the arm will pop off. The newer ones are pretty hardy, but they're definitely not toys. Like, you gotta be careful when you're posing them, because arms will pop off and stuff. But you can just pop them right back on pretty easily. And I mean, ultimately, if somebody does break it, you can put it back together since you built it from scraps. If it returns to scrap, you can always de-scrap it. Although sometimes some of the pieces start to get a little loose. Ooh, I almost just cut it off a piece I needed. You gotta be real careful with that when cutting off nubs, that you don't cut off a piece that isn't actually a nub. What the heck does this symbol mean? I think they have English in this manual because it's newer. Assemble this part later. The older manuals don't have any English in them. And you don't really need it, but it's like this one. This symbol means assemble this part later, which is applying to these outer pieces. So I gotta do these first, basically. Gotta make sure I'm orientating everything right. Hopefully I have the right ones. I think it's this one. I probably should have separated them. This way. And I need this one like this. This one to go here. Also, if you make a mistake, sometimes it's really hard to undo a piece that you snapped in. Like, if you put the wrong piece in, it's like, it's really hard to get it separated sometimes, depending on the piece. But I've had some, like, nightmarish ones where it's like, I snapped it in backwards, and I'm like, oh no. And I had to pry it open, and it damaged the piece, you know, by opening it. So then I had to glue it, and you know, I've always been able to fix it though, right? I've never had one that like catastrophically ruined the kit, but which again is actually a testament to the quality of the build, where you can really mess up and it not be totally ruined. You can fix it potentially. You always gotta like match it to the thing. Like, okay, this is pointing this way, this is pointing that way, that piece is going that way. And then it's like, okay, the longer part there, it's got to be facing backwards, so I'll put that there. And then it's like, okay, the upper part has the pointy part near the top, so that's on top. And then snap in there. All right, it's been 45 minutes and I have 2 elbows. We're flying. But yeah, there's the arms, and there's the head. We won't get to the head today. There's the gun and the shield. There's the legs. The legs are quite a lot. Oh, there's the skirt, the waist unit. And then it's gotta be just the backpack after that. Yeah, and then the backpack. Backpack's gonna be cool. The backpack has a little airplane in it too, because of course it does. This is the one we're building, by the way. Oh, you can't really see it. Very traditional. I quite like this kit though, or this design. The Impulse. It was the main kit for Gundam Seed Destiny. Oh, I forgot there's a little cockpit. How do I open this? It came with a tiny little pilot too. I don't know where that went. The real grades tend to have little pilots and stuff. Oh, that's cool. It has little pockets even. There's little knives that go in little pockets, little switchblades. Would have had a field day with this if I was a child. Yeah, me too. I wish I knew about these when I was a kid. And like I said, they're so much cheaper than Lego. Lego is absurd nowadays. Lego's very good, but man, you gotta be making 6 figures to play with Lego these days. Lego's always been expensive, but even more so now. What do I... Oh. It has knife pockets. Yeah. Little switchblades. That's one of the differences. Another of the differences between the real grade and like a high grade is the real grade has a lot more gimmicks and little things like that. Is one of these other parts supposed to open? I can't remember. It's like this is the cockpit. See, it opens. I feel like another part is supposed to open. I don't want to force anything to do anything. Why doesn't it show it in the film? I don't remember how the cockpit opens in the anime. Seed is not the best. I like Seed though, which is the name of Gundam Seed Destiny Seed. How to open cockpit hatch. Ah, there we go. There is a cockpit hatch that opens. How do I do it? It just says down. Oh, or is this the cockpit hatch? Need a toothpick or something. How do I get to it? It's hard to... Oh. It's definitely this piece right here. I want to damage it. Opening? Looks like it's open. Ah, yeah, look. There's a tiny little cockpit. And also this piece goes for some reason. Yeah, kind of a puzzle. And you can, I mean, you can't really see it that well, but you can see the shiny part. That's the back of the chair. It's not gonna focus on. I believe in you. You can focus. Well, you can kind of see it. There's a tiny little chair in there where the guy sits. Yeah, you can kind of see it from here. You can see like the cushion. And it's got a silver shiny sticker on there, which I hate putting the stickers on these. It's my least favorite part, is the sticker. And like, again, all the little details. There's the 2 little tiny machine guns right there, which are a different color, right? So that means like there's a piece under there, a gray piece under there to make those machine guns different color. Like just little tiny details like that. Where was I? Elbows. Oh, and also I think the shield opens up on this. And this one's actually kind of like a Voltron, by the way. Like, the original gimmick of this one in the show was, yeah. So it would break into all these pieces. So there was like that little jet, this thing, this big jet, which can attach to that jet. So it's like the white jet can attach to this red one to make like a big jet. And then there's this one, which is like the quote unquote cockpit. And then these 2 pieces would just fly on their own. They didn't bother like making those like a cool transformation. And in the show, the jet would, it would jettison the missiles. It would go down like that, and then it would like go like this, and then it would like fold down. I think like this kind of something. I don't really remember. The wheel would fold. The wheel's on the bottom. I need to take that off. But yeah, I can fold down flat, and then this would be the actual chess piece in the show. That kind of, I think. And this would be like the middle part. So yeah, again, another detail, the little This little guy can kind of fold and bend. But yeah, welcome Snack, and welcome Hermit Bounce. Snack, I was telling people earlier about your Red Riding Hood frame arms. No, Megami devices, girl. I was showing off my bunny girl one. Yeah, all these little details that they simply did not have to include, but they just did because I don't know, Japanese people. Just Japanese people, man. They're like, they're a different breed. They know how to make stuff and they make it good. C2, 37, C1. This C1. This is C. I'm really struggling to find. One little pet peeve I have. The freaking runner marker is all over the place on these. Like, I like when they're here on the top, but like this one's in the middle. Like, why isn't it here? Put it here. Where's this one? See, this one's like here. This one is up here on a little like signpost. They're just like random. So it's like every time I reach for a piece, I'm like, where the heck? I got another girl, but I haven't had the chance to build her. Which one did you get? I think I remember you getting another one, but I don't remember which one it was. Was it the white one with the lance? I don't think it was that. C137. Oh, here's the little pilot. I haven't cut him out yet. Oh, can't see him, but he actually is not, like, he actually has a decent amount of detail. You can't see it all, because there's no way that's gonna focus, but he's got like little clothes. His hair is actually like molded, and he actually has a face and a little tiny Zaft uniform. He's so tiny though, like it's actual scale, right? But yeah, that's another feature of real grades. They include the tiny little pilot, which you can paint if you want. There's a tiny little Shin Asuka. Oh, here's 37. So white pieces are cool because when you have a nub or like a stress mark, that mark is white. So if you have a white piece, well, you're not really gonna see the nub or the stress mark. So I don't know if that's why Gundams have so much white on them. I think it might play a part into like the main line kit in a series, like, or the main line kit in a show, or I guess not kit in the show, it'd be an actual real robot, is always blue, red, and white. Red, white, and blue, I guess. And I wonder if that's why. It's because white is like so easy to work with. They can use cheaper plastic maybe, because it's like, oh, it's not gonna show. I must sleep more 3D modeling tomorrow. Wish me luck. I do wish you luck. Godspeed. Get it? Because this is called the God Hand. Good luck. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we'll get 2 whole arms done tonight. But yeah, white is just the easiest color to work with for Gundam. And it's a good thing because the hardness of the plastic they use, you can definitely see the stress marks are there, but they blend in. Now normally I'd be panel lining all these pieces, like all these little grooves I would be outlining in black or gray, but I mentioned earlier, I don't want to panel line on stream because it takes too much focus, and I don't talk when I panel line, and I don't think that's very fun. There are some streamers who just kind of sit there and don't talk, and people are cool with that, you know, like art streamers and stuff. But I don't really like doing that. It's not the type of stream I want to do. I know I'm not the most entertaining person, but I always want to at least be talking, right? I don't like having dead air, unless it's for a few seconds while I'm focusing on something. So yeah, because when I was doing panel lining before, yeah, I was just like focusing. I have to still do that when I do stickers. Stickers are a nightmare and I hate them. I hate stickers so much. Okay, I got those 2 pieces. What's next? Start playing stickers. Oh no! There's a sticker coming up. Okay, we'll get to that. C2, 38, and 38. 38. Little streamer tax. Oh, did you get a YouTube ad? Thank you for contributing 0.001 cents. YouTube won't even let you do like unmonetized stuff anymore a lot of the times. They're like, yeah, no, if you set your videos to unmonetize, that means we, YouTube, don't get any money. We're not doing that. Because I remember like back in the day, it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna set this video to unmonetize because this is a serious topic and I don't want to put money on it, right? YouTube can just monetize that. They can forcibly take the money. I don't think they do it always by default. Maybe? I don't know, actually. But I'm pretty sure. Same with like small channels where it's like, oh, this channel is really small, so there's no ads. Well, YouTube's like, actually, no, there's going to be ads now. We're just going to take the ad. We're just not going to pay the content creator for them. Like, if you're not partnered, there's still going to be ads in your videos now, which I don't think it used to be like that. But you just ain't getting paid for it. Which I find a little odd. It's like you have to unlock like an achievement before you start being able to collect revenue, where it's like, if you make a viral video and it's your first video, it's like, oh, I guess I don't get paid for that video because I wasn't partnered. YouTube is going to take 100% cut, which kind of sucks. But whatever. YouTube's gotta be YouTube. They're gonna do their thing. I feel like it's been really disconcerting the amount of ads that they've been pushing lately. They've been heavily pushing YouTube Premium too. I get YouTube Premium ads more than just ads. It's like they want to get everybody on the YouTube Premium train, and then 5 years down the line, they'll introduce ads back into YouTube Premium, right? That's how all these streaming services are doing it now. They're like, all right, we're going to offer a really reasonable subscription fee. We're going to get everybody hooked on it. And then once it's normal and everybody's using our service, we're going to put ads now on the premium. And then everyone's going to forget that this used to have no ads. And then like slowly it's going to go back to like just cable television. How it's like, there's just going to be ads every 6 minutes on everything. Because it used to be like, all right, everybody's now moving to the internet because the content is on demand. You can get whatever you want. It's usually lower budget, lower quality, but there's less ads versus TV, which is, the AAA thing, which it's got ads. But now it's like the YouTube's got as much ads as TV does, right? And not just YouTube, any of these online platforms. And I mean I guess you can kind of justify that with like the production value and the quality of content creation on the internet has significantly increased. It's not like the older days where the top content creator was a Swedish guy in his bedroom playing horror games with a webcam. That can still happen. Those can still blow up, but that's now the exception, not the norm. with the it kind of makes you think. I remember back in the Wojcinski days. Wojcinski. I thought it was Wojcinski, but I've heard people lately saying Wojcinski, which rest in peace, Stephen Wojcinski. She just died recently. Which, if you don't know, she's the former CEO of YouTube. People were really harsh on her because she was making a lot of changes to the site. But it's one of those things where, in retrospect, like, I think a lot of the changes she made compared to a lot of the changes people are making now to the site were actually decent changes. And like, people used to roast the hell out of YouTube Rewind, and then they just stopped doing it. I feel like that was the end for YouTube giving a shit. They're just like, you know what? All right, you guys just gonna be clowning on us nonstop. We're not gonna care anymore. And I feel like YouTube just really doesn't care anymore. They're like, all right, we're just gonna make this money about money. We don't care about promoting our content creators anymore. Money. And I mean, they did get a new CEO, and it's clear from his track record that that's what he was gonna do, right? He was like a he was like an NFT like proponent guy. It's like, all right, well, I see where this is gonna go. But I feel like having the concept of something AAA while having a budget and production value has sadly become synonymous with bad writing, since the industry doesn't want to pay for writers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Disney. Need I say more than just that single word? Disney Star Wars. There's a few good ones. Andor is good, but that's because, I mean, the whole writing thing is weird because a lot of times it's the network executives just like absolutely neutering the writer's ability to like tell a story. But like, also, there's a lot of writers that just really suck at writing, you know? Like, there's so much stuff out there where I'm like, wow, this really, like, I know there's like the whole thing where it's like, well, I bet you couldn't do what better. And I'm like, you know what? I think I could have written a better finale to Game of Thrones than what they did on the TV show. And I'm not really a writer. I'm certainly not a AAA professional writer making the big bucks. But it's like, wow, these are really bad. These are quite bad, like on a basic fundamental level of understanding storytelling and understanding character. Like the nail in the coffin moment for Game of Thrones, if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, it's like, oh yes, we're gonna have this character, one of the main characters, Jaime Lannister. He's gonna go through this whole arc, and at the very end of it, he's just gonna say, I don't much care for them, the people. And it's like, what? That literally your defining character trait with the whole Mad King. Like, you betrayed your oath for the people, and then you had this whole arc where like you became less annoying and like more understanding, and like then at the end of the show they're just like, for no reason, they just completely like ignore his entire arc, and they're just like, yeah, we don't know what to do with this character. It's like literally just they didn't know what to do with this character, and they're like, yeah, let's just make him a bastard and kill him. It's like, all right, like that's not even a bad writing thing. Like, I mean, obviously it is, but it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of the character as a passenger watching the show, right? It's like, hey, you guys have seen your own show, right? This isn't like advanced stuff. But yeah, it's like, I get a little bit annoyed with TV writers sometimes because I feel like a lot of them are not good at their jobs. Some of them are great. 9 times out of 10, it's the production studio that's ruining their work, right? It's usually not the writer's fault, because writers are supposed to be artists, right? Writers are supposed to be artists who have a emotional connection to their craft. And then you get a network executive whose emotional connection to the craft is their paycheck, and they have no idea what they're talking about, and they're going to come in and think that they know better than everybody. which is wild to me when they will pay the license for this some show, like The Witcher is a prime example, and then they put people in charge of it that literally don't like the source material. It's like, what? That should be item number 1 on your job. Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm putting stickers on. That should be like literally the first thing. It's like, okay, we're looking for a showrunner for The Witcher. Have you read Witcher? No. Do you like Witcher? No. You're hired. It's like, wait, what? Wouldn't it be a more shocking twist if we had someone become the exact thing that they were fighting against? Yeah, that would be shocking because it makes no sense. And like, again, it's like the weird subverting expectation thing. Where it's like, okay, yeah, subverting expectations is cool, but like, it has to make sense. You can't just do it for no reason. The short side. What is the short side? Short side. Oh, this is the short side. I literally just did the exact opposite of what I was supposed to do. Okay. The short side. There. That goes there. And then this goes... Oh, there's a big huge nub right. Is that? No, that's not a nub. This goes here. Right? I know, they call this an undergate. Okay, so I actually do want to get rid of that. Okay, I can do that. Bye-bye, undergate. Easy peasy. Easy fix. I wish my camera was better. Is it okay? I feel like it... I don't know. This is an iPhone. I feel like it should look better. At least my lighting's okay now. I have a shadow box or whatever the hell it's called above my head, sitting on my table. Sitting on my desk about 8 feet into the air. Oh, this is also under. Where is it? I'm gonna ignore it. Gotta be this side. Pop that bad boy in there. All right, that's an elbow. Looking good. Okay, this one should be that there. This flip. Short side, that's the short side. Coming that way. And this piece coming in here like that. Bada boom, bada boom. Pushing that as far as we can. Push. And then this way, and then this way, and then this way. That. And that as far as we can. Yeah. So one thing I've been thinking about, I've done quite a few of these Gunpla streams. I definitely built the Dara Balde, and I definitely built the Farak, and I definitely built the Choo-Choo Demi Trainer on stream. Maybe I didn't build a Farak. I've definitely built 2, maybe 3 full kits on stream. So I've done quite a few of these now, right? This is my 4th, I think. So I was thinking, for future, would it be cool if I built a watch on stream? I think building a watch would be cool, and it's like very similar. It's similar in the fact that it's not similar at all to building a gun, but it is kind of similar in a way. So I was thinking about it. And when I think about something, I usually end up just doing it eventually, because I'm bad at letting ideas go. So there's a good chance that some point, probably in winter, because I'm gonna ask for a kit as a birthday? No, Christmas present. Well, I wasn't born in winter. I'm thinking of asking for a watch kit, a DIY watch building kit. I think that would be kind of fun. Probably pretty short. I could probably do it in one stream. I don't think putting together watches is... I've been doing a little research. I've watched a couple videos and stuff. Assembling watches really isn't that involved of a process, turns out, because you buy the movement, and the movement's already assembled. The movement is, of course, the clockwork piece, right? That's the complicated piece, the piece of the watch that does the watching. And then from there on, you just put it together, and it's definitely doesn't look easy. You have to be very delicate with it, very careful. The big thing is you can't have any dust anywhere. But these gates are terrible. I could fix it. Alright, so you have the movement, which is like the watch's heart. And then from there you need a case. So the case is what you put the movement in. And then, so you set the movement in the case. And then from there you need a pokey pit. A pokey pit. I don't remember what it's called. The bit that winds the watch. The stem? It's kind of, maybe a stem it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue. But I'll call it a stem. I don't know if that's what it's called. But stem. You thread that through the case into the movement of the watch, and then you put the crown on it, on the end of the stem, which is like the part that you put your finger on and spin it. And then from there you have to align the dial, right? The dial is like the face of the watch. So now you've got the case with the movement in it, and then the dial on top, and then you got the thing coming up from the side that you wind, and then you have to set the hands, right? And you put the hands in, and that part looks like the hard part because you have to be very careful with the alignment. Everything has to be aligned perfectly, and it takes a lot of adjustment, and things don't line up right, and then you gotta redo it all, and blah 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 blah. You know, you can imagine. But it doesn't look that hard, you know? It doesn't look any harder than building a Gunpla, honestly. So I was thinking about it. I think it could be fun, because I got into watches a little bit. And it seems like now is a good time to get into watches, just because there's so many parts that you can buy from China. You can buy really high quality watch parts really easily for really cheaply, and you can like build like your own designs, basically. Like, it's kind of like you're mixing and matching, right? And also Japan has amazing watch movements that are pretty cheap, between Seiko and Citizen being the Miyota movements. You can get a really good, I mean, depending on the type of watch, right? If it's a chronograph, which has a stopwatch built in, usually a chronograph. If it's a GMT watch, right, that has a second hand, or a second set of hands, or just one hand. So I guess a fourth hand would be for tracking a different time zone. You know, those are a little more expensive. If it's a mechanical versus quartz watch, right? Mechanical being much more expensive than quartz. If it's solar panel powered, you know, whatever it may be, can affect the price. But, you know, a good quartz movement you can get for $30. A decent mechanical movement you can get for under $100. A GMT you can probably get for a little over $100, a good one. Same with chronograph, maybe a little over $100. So it's like pieces aren't that expensive. And there's lots of options. So, do I really need another hobby to get into and spend a bunch of money on and then do for a little bit and then run out of time to do it? No. But, you know what? That's just how I be, right? It's like, that's how I am. That's how my dad is. That's how I am. We had a nickname for my father, we being me and one of my best friends. We call him the Hobby King. Because my dad would get into a hobby. He would get into it hard. He would learn all this stuff, buy all the equipment, do it for a year, a half year, whatever, and then never do it again, right? Sometimes they'd last longer, but it's like, my dad has his amateur radio license. My dad has a glider pilot license. My dad has an airplane pilot license. Literally just because, why not? My dad has, he had kayaks, he had fishing stuff. He knows, like advanced defensive driving, like stuff. Bowling. Me and my dad were in a bowling league for a little while. Golf. My dad isn't, well, that's partially because my grandparents are super into golf, so my dad would go into golf. Hobby trains. My dad randomly got into hobby trains for a while and bought a bunch of expensive hobby train stuff. And like joined hobby train clubs. Bird watching. My dad got really into bird watching for a while. Plus all the other like hobbies he would do with me: paintballing, airsofting, little rocket making. I'm surprised he never had a boat. Horse riding, right? So my dad would just really get into hobbies and like go hard on them and then never do them again, and then sell all the stuff and then get to something new, which is cool. Hey Ben, how's it going? But yeah, that's why we call him the Hobby King. And I'm similar to my dad. I'm not as bad with it as he is. I'm less afflicted by the hobby bug, but I do have it. You know, I bought all the HEMA stuff, right? I bought a giant freaking Messer longsword, fencing helmet and all that. I went for like 6 months and then I stopped going. Oh yeah, my hand's fine. It was a tiny cut. You can't even see it. But it was just a surprise. Like I reach my hand in my pocket and I'm like, and a bunch of glass in it. But it was, you know, it was tiny pieces of glass. I just picked them out. It was very minor. But it was like, I trusted you. And you sliced my hand open. I put a bunch of electric tape over it, actually. It looks pretty bad. But luckily the cracks are all at the very top of the phone. So like, you know, there's that black strip on the top of the phones anyways. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but I would really like a new phone. And I'm waiting for the new iPhone. Because it comes out soon. Did I do this right? It popped in nicely, so it must be right. It doesn't feel right. Surely this is right. This piece is there. This must be right. I'm hoping it is. I'll find out when I make the next one. This piece has to point up this way. That. And then this piece yeah, it must be this way. This is the only way it can go. It just looks a little weird. But yeah, I guess that's all right. We have 2 elbows and two shoulders We're getting there. Not very quickly, but we are getting there. Oh, it's not even 9 o'clock. Okay, we're good. We're doing good. We're doing better than I was doing yesterday. So yesterday I started cooking. I planned to cook chicken burritos, and I really wanted to do it yesterday because I had raw chicken breast in my fridge, which I got Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember. One of those days. Doesn't matter. I got on the weekend, and yesterday was Tuesday, and I was like, the meat's gonna go bad. It's raw, which it was fine. It could have, meat can last longer than that. It can last a couple days, but I wanted to cook it right away because, so I was like, yeah, I really need to cook tomorrow. Wasn't paying attention to the clock. Wasn't paying attention to the sun. Had a distraction from my landlord. And then so I had other stuff I was doing, and then I was like, all right, it's time to cook. I finished the other things I was working, like the other chores and stuff. It's time to cook. I start cooking. I look up at the clock. I'm like, I look outside behind me. It's pitch dark outside. And I'm like, it's 8:30. Why am I cooking at 8:30? And I'm like, well, I'm committed now. So I started cooking at 8:30, finished at like 10. Right. It's like, great. I guess I'm gonna eat my dinner at 10 on a work night, by the way, of course. What a disaster. And I also had a brand new pan too I wanted to try out that I ordered. Which worked good. The pan was good. Stainless steel. I'm switching from cast iron to stainless steel. I'm just fucking sick of cast iron. Cast iron's great, but it just does not work for my setup because I don't have a full oven, so I can't season my cast iron. I have a tiny kitchen, so it's not easy to clean it and store it. I hate it. Stupid cast iron. It's not good for my setup. But yeah, new stainless steel pan. I like it so far. But I was cooking chicken burritos. And so I had no Mexican seasoning. I was missing so much stuff. I didn't have any bell peppers. I had basically onions and chicken breast and tortilla and beans, which is all you need. I was like, we can work with that. Be a little bit plain, but we'll work with it. And lacking in seasoning, no butter, which I don't like butter anyways. I try not to buy butter. That's fine, but the butter would have been nice in the rice. So I made basmati rice. Not the first choice for burrito, but it's okay. White basmati rice, sure, that's fine. It would be really good if you did butter and cilantro in the basmati rice. That would be quite good in a burrito. That's kind of like a Chipotle style. I think they might use basmati. But so I seasoned the chicken with what I had, which was black pepper, cracked black pepper. I didn't even put salt on the chicken actually, because I'm like, yeah, salt's bad. I'm happy to have a little bit of bland food, and it actually turned out all right. But black pepper, cracked black pepper, and then cayenne pepper, which I was like, all right, well, here's gonna be my Mexican flair. Is gonna be the cayenne pepper, right? So you need some sort of kick, right? If you're making Mexican food, it's like pretty important. Cayenne pepper and oregano, actually, which you wouldn't think of putting oregano in Mexican food. At least I wouldn't. Maybe you would. But I saw some recipes. I wasn't following the recipe, but I just looked one up to reference, and they used oregano. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll use oregano. Season the chicken. I put it in the pan. Sorry, this is a really boring story, but too bad. You gotta hear it anyways. I put it in the pan, and it starts to... cayenne pepper burns pretty easily. So as I'm cooking the chicken, the cayenne pepper is turning into smoke. And if you know anything about pepper in an aerosol spray or aerosol form, it's a little something called pepper spray. So, oh wait, there's an ad playing right now for something. I'll pause. I don't know if any. The YouTube ads are so weird. Sometimes they're there for people, sometimes they're not. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, there's an ad playing, and everyone's like, nope, not for us. And I'm like, oh, okay. Weird. But I essentially made pepper spray in my kitchen, in my tiny apartment. Which, by the way, my apartment is a flat. A studio, not a flat. So it's one room for the whole thing, very small. Made this noxious pepper gas in my place. I literally had to put a COVID mask on because the pepper was getting into my throat, and like, it was not good. It was not great. I opened all my windows, and I have a HEPA filter, right? Called a Fui Toda or some weird Swedish word or something. And it actually has a sensor on it that will have an indicator on the air quality, and it's usually green. If it's like really dusty or something, or smoky, it'll turn yellow, but it was red. So my air purifier was like, warning, your air is fucked up. So even my air purifier was like telling me that I fucked up. So yeah, I made biological chemical warfare in my kitchen at like 9 p.m. now. My throat is burning. I had to put on a COVID mask to keep cooking. I kept cooking. Took way longer than expected. I thought, in my mind, I was like, okay, burrito is literally the easiest freaking thing you can possibly cook. And that is true, but it was more involved than I expected. Did I do this piece right? Yeah. Also, hey, Red Alchemy, how's it going? So yeah, my air purifier was mad at me. It was red. I maxed that thing out, opened all my windows, maxed out my air conditioning, my crappy window unit air conditioning, turned on my circulating fan in my bathroom, trying to get the air moving. But I had to keep going. It was 10 p.m. and burritos had to get made. Kept working on it. My kitchen's so small, I have no counter space anywhere. Dropping rice behind my freaking drawers, and I'm having to like stack stuff on top of each other because I have no counter space. Like, my tortillas are sticking together. I'm like throwing them in the stove, and all kinds of things are happening. I found a can of corn. I was like, sure, corn, you could put corn in a burrito. Dump the corn in with the beans, bean and corn and onion. Of course, the onions makes things now smell like onions, so there's pepper spray and onion now in my bedroom, essentially, because it's one room. Place is gassed out. Finish my burrito. I make like 8 of them, right? Because I was trying to meal prep, wrap them up in tinfoil. Luckily, I had tinfoil. I had nothing else that I needed. Moral of the story: don't start cooking on a work night at like 8:30. That's lesson 1. 2, be careful when you add cayenne pepper when you're gonna grill something really hot. Add the cayenne pepper. You can add it after, or maybe don't grill it as hot. That's lesson 2. Lesson 3 is be prepared. You think you're just making a really quick burrito dinner, but it's like, I didn't have my counters cleared. I didn't have all my stuff ready. It was a disaster. It took way longer. It was a mess. I had to clean everything that night. I didn't want to leave it all in the sink for another time. But we did it. We made like a bunch of burritos with corn, refried beans, onion, cayenne pepper, grilled chicken, cheese. I did have fresh cheese. And just the crappiest tortillas ever that were sticking to each other. I had to throw away like 3 of the tortillas because they would rip when I was trying to like pull them out. So yeah, that was fun. I was gonna say something else about. There was surely a point to that story that I don't remember. Oh, so the aftermath of that. Of course, since I'm essentially cooking in my bedroom, my sheets, my blankets, my pillows also reek of pepper, right? So that's a problem. Also, wait, I have laundry in the laundry. Echo, how much time's on my timer? I think I forgot to set my laundry timer. I'm gonna be right back and put my laundry in the dryer. Set timer for 10 minutes. Okay, my laundry wanted a couple more minutes to rotate, so we'll go back in 10 minutes. So, of course, why I'm doing my laundry tonight, again, too late in the evening, but our laundry machine's really slow with bedding, is because all of my blankets, my sheets, my pillowcases, smelled like pepper. And I could not freaking sleep tonight because everything just smelled like pepper, and not black pepper, which would be maybe marginally better. Cayenne pepper, which is, I would say, worse smelling. I mean, pepper smells good, but not when you're trying to sleep. Not the best. So yeah, that was fun. That was a fun little evening. 3 and 4. So don't do that. Luckily, today it doesn't smell too. Also, my towel. Everything. That's what I hate about cooking food in this apartment. I like this apartment, but man, cooking kind of blows. And I actually like cooking. I never have time for it, but it's like I will never cook fish in here. And I would like to, man. Like, I'd love to cook some salmon in here. But, like, I might still do it. But, man, I don't want all of my clothes, all of my bedding, my freaking office chair, my sheets, my blanket, my towel in the bathroom. I don't want them all to smell like salmon for 3 days. Yeah, when I took my shower today, I wiped my face on my pepper towel. It's like, come on. Yeah, because it just permeates everything. I think that's probably why kitchens are usually like tile. Wood. Because those things don't eat the scent of things as much. Although, surely wood would. Wood would. Uh-oh. Wood would. I can't say wood would. It's cursed. I would somebody a soda. That's not how that works. G8. G8. Okay. 10 o'clock. Or 10 o'clock, it's not 10. Almost 9. Pick up the pace. Gotta finish these arms. We're getting there. Because I also gotta read my writing battle judging tonight. because that's something I'm going to be doing after stream. I'm going to hop over into my Discord and do that there. I do not want to do those on stream because they're meant to be kind of confidential. They're anonymous. People's names aren't on them, but I don't want to be judging them on the open public internet. And also there to be a record of them, you know, on the open public internet. So I'm going to do those privately. I'll stream those on my Discord server. Little ad for my Discord server. And those are just 2 short 250-word stories for the little contest I'm doing right now. Where I got to read them both, got to give a bunch of feedback to each of them, and then pick a winner between the 2. Pretty simple. So yeah, that's a fun little thing. I've been actually enjoying. I've been enjoying the short 250-word stories. It's a lot more fun. Although it's quite hard to write that short of a story, but I like it. My story was way better this time with the 250 words than it was last time with the 500 words. I think I might enjoy the 500 words more next time, now that I've got a little more practice. The one 3 months from now, the next season, is going to be 2,000 words. And I haven't decided if I want to do that, because I can write a 2,000 word story. Like, I'm not worried about that. I mean, anybody could write a 2,000 word story. It's not that. What I'm worried about is then having to judge 10 of them, because I don't know if I want to read 10 2,000 word stories of varying quality, you know? I already don't read very much, unfortunately. Simply can't justify the time of reading. Which I should. I should cut out doom scrolling and replace it with reading. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? But, you know, we all know how that goes. But it's always easier to justify audiobooks, because the multitaskability of that is just fantastic. Oh yeah, camera drooped. Speaking of audiobooks, I just finished one yesterday. It was the first book in the Drizzt, however you want to pronounce it. Alright. That's the Drizzt Dark Elf series. The first book being Homeland, by R.A. Salvatore, and it is the most popular, probably, book in the Forgotten Realms kind of large. Forgotten Realms is huge. Many books from many authors. R.A. Salvatore is the most known one. Like, he's probably the most famous one. And his Dark Elf series is probably the one that most people like. And yeah, I finished the first one. I don't know if I'll read the second one. I think I got enough out of the first one. You know what I mean? G10 and G9. G10 and G9. Why are there... Oh, okay. 2 G10s, 2 G. It was okay. It was aight. it was, for those who don't know, Forgotten Realms is the universe or world or mythopoeia of that the Baldur's Gate series is set in, along with several other classic RPG games. And it's one of the main Dungeons and Dragons settings. So there's several different Dungeons and Dragons settings, right? There's, of course, Forgotten Realms, which is in the world of Faerûl, I believe it's called. The continent that it's in / world. There's also, Dragonlance, right? Is a different Dungeons and Dragons world, totally, completely different from Forgotten Realms, but another option. And there's a few others, and then there's a million, one-shots and one-offs and homebrews, right? People make. But Forgotten Realms is a popular Wizards of the Coast owned Dungeons and Dragons offering. And I read that, of course, because I'm planning to play Baldur's Gate 3 for the first time this week and on Sunday. Probably play all day. Probably at least 6 hours. We'll see. Marathon streaming really isn't that hard if you've done it before. you just lock in. So that'll be fun. I wanted to do a little preemptive reading of a novel to get into the mood of that. So yeah, that's why I read Homeland, not Homeworld. Sorry, Salvatore. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, it was a a reasonable fantasy romp. Had some really cool concepts. It was cool to follow a character and a hero that are, well, the character isn't, but the culture he's in and the race that he is explicitly evil. So it's cool to it's following the bad guys. Echo, stop timer. That'll be my laundry probably ready. Finish carving these and then I'll go grab that. Also, Neverwinter's Night. Neverwinter's Night is set in Forgotten Realms, which I didn't know till this year that Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter's Night are the same world. I think that's quite cool. Neverwinter's Night was one of the few RPGs that I had growing up. I did not have very many games. He's somewhere. Where'd that be? Peace. Here. Peace. Where on earth did that go? What? Somewhere where I wouldn't expect it to be. Yeah, as I was saying, I didn't have really many video games growing up. I didn't have Pokemon, I never had a Nintendo. Had a Game Boy at some point, Game Boy. But I never had Pokemon or Zelda. I had Zelda eventually. Well, actually, I did have Link to the Past on Game Boy that a friend from school just gave to me. But I never got too far at that game. But yeah, so Neverwinter's Night was one of my early games, along with I don't know what else. What else did I have? Riven. I had Riven. That's a good example. I played that a couple weeks ago. Nancy Drew. I had the Nancy Drew games. Those were cool. Those point and click games that were big focus on environment. I actually quite like them. E10 and E9. Really, I need 2 E10s. Why is there one of them? E10, E9. Nether E? This also E? Oh yeah, this is also E. Okay. Understandable. So yeah, my first console, I guess, if you can call it a console, was a Game Boy Advanced. And then, you know, we had a family computer. I remember old dial-up internet, right? If you're a boomer, you know, you remember dial-up, good old days, where it made that horrible noise when you tried to connect, and then if you got a phone call, it would kick you off the internet, and nobody could use the phone while you were on it. Good times. No, I didn't have a Famicom. We had just probably a Dell or something. A literal family computer. I think my dad was in IT actually for a short time, despite having no experience, which, like I said earlier, my dad, the hobby king, he's just good at learning and picking stuff up. He was always good at that, so he bounced around to a lot of different jobs. So yeah, he was an IT guy for a while, so we had a computer. And he had all the Microsoft certification books, did his Microsoft certification, just, you know, whatever, why not? I think he went from like security guard to lab technician, which is quite the jump right there. No college diploma, by the way. He never graduated college. I think he went back and got his AA eventually. But yeah, went from security guard to lab tech to IT guy to lab tech to lab manager, and then more jobs that I don't want to mention just because I don't want to dox myself too much. Yeah, he jumped around a lot. Yeah, I remember he would bring home a couple computer games from a coworker. One of them was a robot game. It might have been Heavy Arms? Is that the name of the robot game? Mecha Arm? Mech War? What? It wasn't Mech Warrior, surely. I know there's a Gundam called Heavy Arms, but I don't think. No. Is it the old Mech Warrior? Mech Warrior 1. No, it wasn't Mech Warrior 1. Not that old. Warrior 2? No. Warrior 3. No, it wasn't Mech Warrior. 90s robot piloting scoop. Battletech? Was it? It wasn't Battletech. Battletech's turn-based. 1. 3. It wasn't Battletech. Really. 90s robot. It might have been. It was probably 2000s, actually. I'm on Reddit. Mech Warrior 2 Mercenaries? Maybe. Oh, it might have been Heavy Gear. Look at Mech. No, it wasn't Mech Warrior 2. I think. Actually, that looks kind of familiar. I think it was Heavy Gear, though. Heavy. Yeah, I think it was this one. Maybe. Heavy Gear 2? It was definitely Heavy Gear 2. Heavy Gear 2, man. I'm gonna put something. Heavy Gear 2. We're getting sidetracked. We're not supposed to be doing that. Long play. No commentary, long play. And then I will share screen so you can see it. I think this is it. This doesn't. I think this looks right. There's like a robot called like Dark Kitty or something. This looks right. I think. Dark Cheetah, yeah, that sounds right. Dark Jaguar. The robot names check out. Heavy Gear 2, huh? Dark Cobra. What, 1999. I never got this far into the game, for sure. Looks quite good for 1999. Not gonna be honest. I mean, well, then again, I don't know what else. I don't know what the standard of 1999 was. Oh, the space level? Wow. Dang. Do you remember, what was that Star Wars game where you play as like a civilian for the first part? Called like... 2000s. It wasn't X-Wing. I did have X-Wing. X-Wing was great. Let's see. Best Star Wars ship. It's probably gonna have a lowish ranking. So that's just people who don't understand. No. It might have been Rebel. No, definitely. No, not Naboo. Not Naboo. It's making me click multiple times. Not Starfighter. Battlefront. Not that. Not that. It's making me click multiple times. I think it was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Battle Pod. Is that the arcade one? Rogue Squadron, of course. Yeah, Rogue Squadron's great. Rogue Squadron 2 is going to be on here. Oh, yeah, there it is. X-Wing Alliance? What the heck is this? I don't think... Wasn't X-Wing... Yeah. Maybe it was. No, I think it was a sequel. X-Wing vs. TIE. Long play. X-Wing Alliance? There's like a little robot. X-Man stuff. Maybe it was X-Men. Dark Kitty, yeah. I'm pretty sure there was one called Dark Kitty. This looks right, but... Yeah, this looks right. And you have to land. So I remember this game... Yeah, this is definitely right. So you started off this game as a like civilian cargo hauler, and it took a long time to actually get. Oh yeah, here's the robot guy. I miss old games like this where they would like just have like little stuff like. I kind of miss this like semi-realistic graphics too. Like they'd have like, I mean, a lot of games still have this, but like you check your emails between missions and you've got your little room and then the guy does a little briefing. Like they put a lot of like little care into it. These were all voice acted, right? And this game had tons and tons of ships, and not just like starfighters. Like it had like capital ships in like this like weird. You could go in the sandbox mode, and you could spawn in like whole fleets. It was really cool, actually. And it was actually like really in depth as a flight simulator. Like, you have to like there's a lot of confusing buttons and like things to do, and like things to manage. And me, like 10 years old, not knowing what half it does, and like you have to like actually like take off, and like docking to stuff was really hard, and like you have to land and like do all these other like little things, which is maybe why it took me so long to get out of the basic trainings. But it's like several missions before you join like the rebels, right? You're just like doing errands, which I feel like people nowadays would be like, it's slow. Like, yeah, he's gonna pick up cargo, right? People nowadays be like, the game is slow, like it's trash, like you have to like play an hour. But like, I kind of miss like the role playiness of this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, you got to go to a beacon, a hyperspace beacon, fly over to it, takes forever, you know, grab your cargo. See if he's gonna dock on any of these. He should. It's like looking for the right one, I guess. Yeah, you have to like maneuver, and then like, is he docking it? Hard to see. I don't know if he docked that. Maybe he already had it. But yeah, it's a long game too. Yeah, and this is much later in the game than you're on the rebel ship now. You've got all your little accoutrements in your room, your little trophies and stuff from your missions. Yeah, this game has so much variety of ships and stuff. You didn't even see like 90% of them. It now looks like an A-Wing. Underrated game. People always talk about Rogue Squadron. Probably because Rogue Squadron's super accessible. But yeah, see, there's like Star Destroyer. This game was not very accessible. Landing in like a real ship or something. I never beat it. It was kind of hard for a child. Yeah, fleet battle going on. Yeah, cool game. Yeah. I'm going to get my laundry real quick. Set timer for 15 minutes. It's still not done. Our laundry machine is so bad doing sheets. It takes sometimes like a day to do freaking a couple loads of bedding, but hopefully it'll be done soon because then I have to dry it. But yeah, slow burn openings are tricky gamble, but when they pay off, like what are some other good examples? I think a couple of the Zelda games, you know, I would say have pretty slow burn intros. Like Twilight Princess is a pretty slow intro. What else? I'm trying to think of some other examples. real quick. Here we go. Yeah, Twilight Princess, I feel like Zelda games in general, I feel like usually are a bit slow at the beginning. This, and then this. Yeah. Persona games tend to have a pretty slow burn from the start. Yeah, I believe that. Well, I mean, the Persona games are kind of just kind of slow in general, right? They're not boring, but like they're like, since they're kind of like a life simulator, you know? But yeah, I'm sure they're probably extra slow at the beginning. But again, like some of those like immersion life simulator things. It's a cool environment. I wonder if Persona's like less interesting for Japanese people that live, like, you know, because like it takes place in Japan. Like, I wonder if there's a certain degree of novelty towards non-Japanese people for playing like more like mundane parts of Persona. It's like it's different. I mean, obviously, Persona is a massive Japanese franchise, so. This one doesn't quite feel right. Clip in. No, I guess that's right. Do these ones first. Gotta be that this way. That this way. Yeah. And this here. And this. Alright, we're getting there. I think we just gotta put the hands on now. So we'll do that. Then elbow. Elbow has this facing this way. That. Then the forearm has the flat part this way. Okay. Flat part is facing this way. Okay, one arm. And then another arm. This, like that. Elbow out like that. And this is facing this way. Flat part faces this way. There's a slight little bit of a gate. That fits a little smoother. Trim that. This way. Flat part faces. Yeah. Just have that little nub. A little bit. Just like this. Flat part down. Alright, that's 2 arms. Now we just need the hands. Hands are easy. Hands are C1. either A41, A36, C1. We want... I don't want open hands. I don't do open hands. I do closed hands. We'll do 41. Because I want to put stuff in the hands. I'm not going to do open hands. So I wonder what loadout I should give this guy. I could give him classic gun and shield. I think I might give him sword and shield though. What do I have right now? I've got 2 spear guys. I've got 1 sniper, a scythe, 1 gun and shield. Aerial's a gun and shield. I might give this guy sword and shield, or I could give him 2 knives. But I feel like he has a cool shield, so I kind of want to use his shield. Or I could give him gun. Well, we'll see how cool his gun looks. It might be kind of cool to give him gun and shield, just because then him and the Ariel will both have gun and shield. And then it's like, then when I make the RX-78, then that'll also have a gun and shield. So it's like, oh, all the main ones are gonna have gun and shield. But I think that's too much gun and shield. C-133. So I don't really have many beam saber guys up right now. I mean, everybody comes with beam saber, but I usually don't equip their beam saber. So maybe this will be a good guy to do beam saber. He also has the double beam knives. We could do dual wielding beam knives. That's pretty unique. But like I said, I kind of want to use his shield because he's got a pretty good shield. And usually once I give them their weapons, I never change it. I pack up their alternate pieces and... Sucks as I can't go to bed anytime soon because my sheets are still gonna be wet. Which would be fine, because I'm not going to go to bed till at least 10:30 anyways, because, come on. But, I would like to lay in bed, but that's fine. Just trimming these hands. Oop, kind of a little overdid that there, but... This soft plastic is so good at hiding mistakes. Okay. Now we just gotta put the back of the hands on the hand. Where the heck do these go? What? This. Okay. What the heck? Did I get the wrong piece? Remember for this to go. Must be the wrong piece. What did I get? C133. And 32. Yeah. Right, C133. And then the hand was A41. Wait, let's go on this hand? So looks like it fits better on that. That's not the right piece. So this is definitely A41. Okay. Oh, they're different. Oh, I see. I understand. I see. This piece doesn't go at that hand. This piece goes to a different hand. So I need C1. I've got two C1s. No, I don't. C133. There's 33. 33, 32 goes to the other. So I need a second 33. Is there a C233? Ah, there is a C233. Okay. So that, I feel like, is a little... Unless, wait, do they say it? Ah, that's why. Got it. I understand. I was going a little ahead of the instruction book. Okay, let's do this. So this arm with this arm. There we go. Right? That's how your arm works. Your thumb's on the inside. And then, yeah, I was jumping ahead. Okay, got it. This because they've got different little grabbers. Good. Thumb out. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Echo, stop timer. Wait a minute. Oh, I need a different hand. A42. No, I have A42. That goes like that. Okay, wait, I need to... Here's what I need to do. Swift the elbow that way. And then I need to... This goes out like that. Right? No? Surely. Oh. was an added. So this. This elbow goes this way. No, wait, this one's wrong. That's right. So then this one. Like that. There we go. That's that way though. This, that. There we go. I had the hands flopped. And then like this. And like this. Ooh, it's coming together. We have torso and we have arms. What a fist bump. Yeah. This is kind of loose, this piece here. I wish this peg was longer. It's really loose. Yeah, look, even that. Even when I move it like here, look. That's no good. It's okay. Not the end of the world. But it's a little disappointing. I could actually probably fix that by... If I top coated this peg, it would add a little bit of mass, a little bit of friction, then it'd be fine. Or even if I put just a dab of glue, but let the glue dry, because I don't want to glue the arm here, because then it won't be able to rotate. I won't be able to rotate that. But yeah, I can fix that. Probably. Yes, torso. We have torso and we have chest. We can T-pose it even. Can I rotate the shoulders back? Actually, he kind of struggles to T-pose. Oh wait. Always impressive the range of motion these things have. The range of motion they have despite being an armored mech. We'll have him silly. It's like he's excited for something. Boom. Torso, arms, jet plane. Next time we'll do the head. And the gun and the shield. How do they do the legs last? That's head, gun, shield, legs. The legs are going to be a long process. The legs are going to be the hardest part. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. And then the backpack. The backpack's actually going to be the longest. So yeah, we're getting there. I wonder if I need to oil any of this stuff. Probably not, but maybe. So yeah, I think that's an excellent stopping spot. Just wipe these off as I wrap up. Thank you for coming to tonight's Gundam stream. We haven't done one in a long time, so this was a bit of a refresh. Good to do these though. These feel nice. It's a good midweek decompress, you know? Not work on any commissions for a day. All these pieces back in the box. But yeah, we're coming along with this guy. I have so many kits to build. I have enough kits for the next couple of years. But we're getting through the backlog. Oh, and this is the extra backhand piece that'll. But yeah, thanks for coming. I hope everybody has had a lovely day, and will continue to have a lovely evening or day, time zone. Bacon, if you're here on your way to work in the morning, hey. If you're here hiding. Otherwise, yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben Alchemy, whoever else is here. Have a lovely evening. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.